Hello, everybody, and welcome to Ladies of the PGS. I am your host, RM, and of course, we have with us tonight Lorena Creole. Lorena, how are you?
I am doing great, still kind of recovering from the intense Florida sun that is back, but loving it. I'm inside and hanging out here with you. And glad to be here as always.
So glad you are here, Lorena. It hasn't been super hot, but it's been so humid here in New York that, my hair is not cooperating. And we had smoke earlier last week. It was some strange type of weather. I'm hoping things will be back to normal. I had kind of have this start of the summer. I sure hope things will get right back on track. But honestly, Lorena, there is so much to talk about. The Transformers, the movie Rise of the Beasts, was released this past week. And certainly a lot of people have been going to see it. A lot of people have been loving this film, and there's a lot to talk about it. I mean, to be honest with you, it seems to be doing well. I was pleased as punch to hear how much money the film had made just in such a short period of time, Lorena. According to this article here, it says that 400 million for Spider Verse, nearing that amount, which is a huge amount of money, and the Transformers, $171 million globally. Wow.
Yes. Yes.
Wow, that is a huge amount of money. Um, my goodness, it's remarkable. I've seen the film. I know you said you're going to be seeing the film this week.
Yes.
Lorraine,
Hmm.
this film has been such a delight to watch, and it really is. It has kind of a fresh spin for me, at least. I feel like the Transformers themselves look amazing. I wasn't expecting to see details like this. It's been a while since I've even really watched a Transformers movie, but boy, these
Hmm.
Transformers look, quite hybrid like the beasts.
Yes, they are the beast formers, as I like to call them. I wasn't really as deep into it. First of all, I've been a huge fan of the Transformers since I was a kid. Watched the cartoons. Didn't really collect the figures, but every physics problem that I would ever have to put together and write always had something to do with one of the Transformers. It just like made that come to life for me. Other engineering students, whenever we would get to work with robots, that was like our thing, why we got into it, because the Transformers and the Beast Formers. It's just something about them. It's like instead of taking on the persona of, like, say, trucks and cars, they've taken on animal personas, which is very interesting, that particular choice. So I am not surprised how well this film is doing. I've been excited about it since the trailer was announced. The foreign cinema, especially the Pacific Rim, and Valiant Renegade, and I talked about this on his channel. That Pacific Rim, like Japan, Indonesia, Philippines, the Pacific Rim, Mecca is huge, huge, out there. So I'm looking forward so much to seeing this, not only because of the beast, but something else we'll get into later. But the female Transformers have also been introduced, and I've been a fan of them for like forever.
And we are going to talk about the female Transformers, something that was wonderful to see in this film. Boy, they did such a beautiful job with the Transformers, Lorena. The look of them. Here's a picture of one of them here.
Hmm.
Actually, one of the female Transformers here.
Yes,
Um,
RC.
Yes, that is RC, and there's one of the beasts, of course, on top of another transformer. And the beauty of these beasts, honestly, they are beautiful transformers. I have never seen anything like this before. I think they came out looking so remarkable. The colors, the textures. That was not what I was expecting to see. Very, very different. They are transformers, but they do feel very like quite different entities to me, Lorena. And
Yes.
I really like that individuality they gave them. Here you can see one of them pouncing on a transformer. They don't. although they are mechanical, they feel very different. I'm not going to even say steampunkish, but that the bird felt a little steampunkish to me, and I like
Mm-hmm.
that look. I felt like that was some original ideas on that bird. The that gorgeous gorilla, just absolutely
Yes.
stunning. I don't necessarily want to spoil everything for everybody, but here it says
It was in a
that in
trailer.
yeah, well, you know what I mean. In 68 overseas markets, Paramount, Skydance, Hasbro, Skydance was involved in this. The
There
Transform,
you go.
yep, Transformers: Rise of the Beast has pounced on an 110 opening weekend combined with the domestic, gives the Autobots and Maximals a global debut of 170 million, coming ahead of projections. I mean, that's an amount any studio would be proud of. The Stephen
Yeah.
Cable Jr. directed franchise reboot was #1 worldwide and at the international box office for The Frame. And it says very clearly that it's 36% ahead of the previous title, Bumblebee, which opened during the Christmas corridor in 2018. China was the best play for Rise of the Beasts with 4
Mm-hmm.
million, below the 50 million hope launch, but still second best start for a Hollywood film this year, and with a strong audience score of 9.1, tied with Bumblebee. Now, they're going through all the different places and talking about the biggest markets for the Transformers. I think it's really interesting seeing how well it's doing in China, Lorena. In China, where honestly, I'm sure they must have just gone crazy for this incredible film. The way it looks, the way it sounds, the way it flows, it's so good. And we have a super chat. Oh my goodness, Jughead won for a £5 super chat. Thank you so much. Says love and respect from the UK sisters. Well, love and respect to you, Jughead.
Yes.
We
Thank
so
you.
appreciate that. So much love right back at you. I think it's so wonderful seeing how fantastic the response is to this film. And we have another super chat, Lorena. I can't believe it. A
Oh,
$2
yeah.
super chat from Pilgrim Media. $2. Thank you so much. Says, hello, ladies. Love your work. Cheers. Well, thank you so much for the generosity tonight.
Thank you.
So
Thank
appreciate it. I
you.
think that, this is a special time we get to see such an innovative Transformers film. It doesn't feel like the other ones. It doesn't look like the other Transformers films. And we know that there are some different things about these. And I'm just so glad that we're getting to kind of see it for the first time. It was quite a surprise to me, Lorena. I didn't know I was going to be seeing that in the movie theater. So I was just pleased as punch when I saw what I was seeing. Oh my goodness gracious. Jughead for another £5 super sticker.
Oh,
I don't know what the super sticker looks like. Tom, can you please tell me what it looks like? Oh my goodness gracious. You
so
guys are
generous.
so
Thank you.
oh my goodness gracious. We so appreciate it. I know Tom Jr. Jackson's gonna tell me what the super sticker is, but thank you so much. Tom Jr. Jackson says thank you for supporting the channel with the super chats and everything. We so appreciate this. We work so hard because we know that you guys love the stuff that we love. We love talking about pop culture, and this means a lot to us to be able to get a super chat like this. Thank you so much, Jughead One
Mhm.
and Pilgrim Media. Guys, we so appreciate your generous super chat. So I do want to mention that. Wow, what a surprise. And Lorena, I gotta say, like I said, I wasn't expecting such dynamic looking Transformers. I didn't know that these ones existed. And of course, Transformers are remarkable anyway. But what I was seeing with that gorilla, I mean, it was absolutely spectacular. I think some of the scenes that we're seeing, and thank you so much for that. It is a bird dancing. Thank you, Jughead One, for the dancing bird super sticker. We love that. It's so kind of you.
Yes.
Thank you so much for doing that. We so appreciate it. And thank you, Tom Jr. Jackson and Thomas Bertoldi, for letting us know what it is. And I've got to tell you one other thing that, of course, you and I were talking about are female Transformers. I had never really seen one in live action. This is our live action version, let's say, of the Transformers. And I found an article where they talk about what to expect and what's behind, the female Transformers. I sure hope I have it handy. Yes, I do. Um, I have never seen it in live action before. I wondered what they would look like. This picture that's on the screen right now, Lorena, is
Mhm.
actually one of the live action female Transformers right here.
Yes, that is RC.
Yes, and she was fantastic in this. It was wonderful to see this. What a fantastic group. This was really very different, really exciting. And I'm just going to pull up the article about female Transformers from Collider because it is wonderful to see this. And let me just pull it up here. It talks about these female lady robots. I love that they call it that. What's the deal with the lady robots in the
Lady
Transformers movie?
Robots. That's what I remember her looking at. She was blue, one of my favorite colors. Pink, definitely another one of my favorite colors. Purple. In my mind, I called her like the Barbie Transformer, because she was just gorgeous, pink, beautiful. When she transformed, she was like this hot, slick, you know, I don't want to call it a crotch rocket because that's like a guy's bike, but the female equivalent of what that is, a very, very, very sexy bike.
Absolutely. And, this article kind of says move over, but it certainly wasn't anything like that. It was the whole thing. This everybody worked as a team in this movie,
Yes.
Reina, as we always would expect the Transformers to do. So there wasn't that type of a like competition that they're kind of presenting there. It was nothing like that. I did just want to mention that it was wonderful to see the varieties of Transformers. Obviously, we're expecting excellence. This is maybe the best looking Transformers I've ever seen in my life. And I have to commend them for making such spectacular, you know, very specific shots of these Transformers with incredible expressions. I just love what they did. So, but in this article, before I even get to that, they talk about what's the deal with the lady robots in the Transformers movie that you and I have been waiting for so long. And here you can see
Hmm.
a picture of like exactly what you said, Lorena, of the lady Transformers. And it says that the reason that RC and other female Autobots were excluded from the original movie, revealing that the idea of a female transformer needs its own explanation and that there wasn't going to be enough time. I'm not quite sure whether that's true or not. What I can say is maybe they had to figure out how they were going to fit them into the story. But honestly, any transformer is incredible looking. So now there's the desire to go ahead and explain the background of that transformer. But
Hmm.
here it says though the saga has stretched for more than 15 years in live action, lady robots have had only a fleeting presence in these features. Recent series entries into the saga, Bumblebee and Transformers Rise of the Beast, have made stabs at incorporating a handful of women robots, but the track record still is lackluster. To be honest with you, I feel like that has turned around. And to be honest with you, I love what they did with the ladies in the new Transformers film. So I personally absolutely love how they look. I think that they're grace. She's graceful. It's absolutely wonderful. And this particular film really captured. I think you knew this was a female transformer.
And I think what people tend to forget is that while the majority of the Transformers will say were male, with RC being female, she was more nimble, she was more adroit, she was, she was like a ninja because she wasn't as, a heavier frame as the other Transformers were. So that's what made her stick out. She never sought to, undermine Optimus or any of the others. It's just like if there was a certain stealth job that needed to be done, 9 times out of 10, RC was the one to do it.
Absolutely. And I'm just going to show one photo of RC here because, like I said, I don't necessarily want to show a whole bunch of pictures and spoil it for everybody. I don't think that's fair. And we also have another super sticker from Punk Tracy. Punk Tracy for the 99 super
Hey,
sticker.
Punk Trace.
How are you? So great to see you. Thank you so much for the generous super sticker.
Yes.
Guys, and Tom Jr. can just let us know what it is because I cannot see. I don't know why you can't see
It's
super sticker.
probably a smiley with devil horns. Usually Punk Trace, that's like his trademark super sticker.
Well, thank you so much, Punctrace, and it's so good to see you. Haven't seen you just for a little bit, but you are always on my mind, Punctrace. So appreciate it. You guys have been so generous tonight, and we do appreciate it. So I just wanted to show this one shot of her, and it's quite a an active scene. There you can kind of see her holding on to a car and riding along while there's an explosion going on. They're actually getting shot at, as you can imagine.
Oh
um
my god, this is so cool. And the bug van. I'm so that the bug van. Oh my gosh, that looks absolutely fabulous. I want to say, yeah, actually, and I will say, from like Bumblebee to this movie, there's obviously been a change in, of course, an upgrade in the CGI and how they render the Transformers. If you ever have had the privilege to enjoy the Transformers 3D attraction at Universal Orlando, the footage is crazy. I mean, just Optimus looks even better in that attraction in 3D than he does in the movie. So I can't even imagine just how awesome this looks in the theater. I love this shot. Or seeing a bug man and an explosion in the back.
Wait till you see this then, Lorena. I'm so eager to hear what your opinion is of this. And we do have another super sticker from Thomas Bartoldi, the
Thank
resident author of
you.
the PGS, as I call him, constantly improving on his books, sharing his journey with us. Thomas, we so appreciate this super sticker. It is so generous. Thank you so much. And we also have King Tannic, everybody. King Tannic.
Whoa.
Our anime expert right here at the PGS says, did somebody say Transformers?
Yes. Yes, we did.
For the 199 super chat, King Tannic. Oh my goodness gracious. We are so eager to see your review, King Tannic, on the Transformers. We can't wait to see what you're coming up with. There are so many people who've been asking Lorena and I, when is King Tannic going to do his Transformer review? And I'm like, hopefully soon. Hopefully soon. When will he do it? We're also eager to see what you come up with, King Tannic, because we love the Transformers. What a beautiful presentation of the Transformers in
God.
this film. I mean, it's just stunning. They really are on parade here. And although they carry heavy punches, they still managed to keep that grace that many of them have. I just love their control, their enthusiasm, their personalities in each of them. It's just so exciting and fun to meet a Transformer, the stars who've met them in the story. You could see even their fascination with this after they've gotten over the shock of what's happening. They're just,
Yeah.
wow, these aren't just ordinary machines. They're not. They're clearly, much more than that. And honestly, I think it's a huge victory for the team, the design team, the beautiful textures and colors, the intention. That bird played by Michelle Yeoh is just stunning. She's so graceful and beautiful. I really am thinking of getting that bird, Lorena, because it's so beautiful. And it kind of reminded me, it's not exactly like it, but it reminds me of the bird from Clash of the Titans, the one that flies around and helps Perseus.
Yes.
There's
Yes.
something
Mhm.
about her that reminds me of it. It feels like maybe it's got a little inspiration from that. As I said, it felt steampunk, but also feels maybe even a little bit of Harryhausen, inspiration there.
Mhm.
Beautifully done. I think that this is just stunning achievement for that team. I can't say enough about
Mm.
it. Really enjoying it. I can't wait for you to see it, and I can't wait to hear your opinion, Lorena.
I can't wait. I mean, the trailer that grabbed me, but the scene where you saw the little girl with RC, I'm like, superficial, yeah, that's a self insert for me. I'm claiming it right then and there because if one of those showed up on my doorstep, as much as I love the Transformers, I would lose it too. So, again, I can't wait to see this. Life unfortunately got in the way, but I will be seeing it this week. I cannot wait. I am trying to see it actually in, I think it's 4DX, which is 3D in the XD theater.
Yes.
So I'm trying. I'm yeah. I'm going all out to go and see this because I love the Transformers movies.
And this is
I do.
and I think this was also part of the trailer. Just it's
Yeah.
absolutely phenomenal what we're seeing. They do have a somewhat more lived in feel. There's this a sense of I'm not even quite sure. It feels like there is some sort of something pulsing through them. It's very unusual. This texture, or at least this texture that I'm seeing in this film. I don't know if it's dramatically different from what we used to see with the Transformers, but it feels so much more homemade and somewhat real to me. I wasn't
Mhm.
expecting to have that kind of response to the Transformers. I mean, it is interesting in a sense that there is kind of, an adventure that happens for the two main human characters, and that is also I felt that that was a lot of fun as well. But there is something else about the Transformers in this. It really is exciting and great. Oh, okay. King Tannic for another $1.99 super chat. Oh my goodness, King Tannic. Thank you so
Thank
much tonight.
you.
Oh my goodness. King Tannic says it was missing the robo reverence that Bay gave. Okay. Okay.
Interesting. That is
Okay.
a very interesting point. I'll have to check that. I have to check that out. Wow, King Tanner, you're going to tell me what you think between the Michael Bay movies and Bumblebee, which I just recently saw.
Yeah, yeah, this is something to think about, and I think it's
Yeah.
interesting to get your opinion, Lorena and King Tannic. Oh my goodness. Well, I found it incredibly exciting, and I just loved every minute of watching this film. And it has a different feel,
Hmm.
as King Tannic is pointing out here, and a lot of people honestly do feel that way. And I guess it was bound to, but I enjoyed it immensely. Gee, just things that I haven't seen before in live action from the
Hmm.
Transformers really was so satisfying to see. And I'm just so glad I went to see it. It wasn't quite what I was expecting, also. It does, there's some nerdy parts in addition just to the idea of Transformers being nerdy. There's some
Yeah.
additional nerdy parts in there that for those of you who like a sort of archaeology and things like that will enjoy. So I think that that is another element that I personally found fun to see in the film. Um, and also the performances of the two human stars were fantastic. The voice acting was amazing as usual. And another $1.99 super chat, King Tannic. King
Wow,
Tannic
just blessing us here.
for another $1.99 super chat says base cinematography made the bot seem massive. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, he did. But the
yeah.
perspective that he used with his particular cinematography, it's kind of like you were always looking up, um, you know, to them. That's why the fights, I always say it's like Madden, but with robots, because you feel like really, really small when the fight sequences are going on between like Optimus and Megatron.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
So yes, I suppose that element was not in this. I to be honest with you, perhaps there were some scenes where the Transformers it felt more like a wall rather than, that type of perspective that you're talking about. So it was interesting that they chose to do that. But yes, that is very true. I think that in some scenes where they did seem massive, it was because it was a smaller transformer against a larger transformer, if you will. So
Hmm.
um that style was not necessarily there. Also, this film seemed it was a little bit more dark in the sense of tone to me.
Hmm.
But it still was amazing. And I personally felt like some of the car racing scenes, if you will, um were better than the ones in Fast 10. So I don't know what to
Wow.
say. I really enjoyed these. These were fun. And it's exactly what you would expect from, Transformers. We know what inevitably they're going to do back and forth, but this was so wonderful and exciting, and I feel like I've kind of missed this for a little while to see. So I am really curious for those of you who have seen, some of you shared your opinions, whether you liked it, whether you disliked it, whether you wanted more. King Tannic certainly has incredibly interesting perspective. King Tannic, we are waiting for your Transformer review, and also your review on this film. We can't wait to see it. Lorena, I can't wait to hear what you think after you see this film. I have a feeling you're going to love it. So, everybody, just thank you for so much support tonight. Lorena and I appreciate it so much. Thank you for the kindness and generosity. I just was swept away by this. I studied non-human primates in my graduate program. So this was just such a treat and a pleasure to see this. So, and with that thought, Lorena, any other last thoughts about that you want to say, that your expectations, any things that you've heard that we haven't said yet, but you'd like to say about Transformers?
Um, I am just excited to see it. Like I said, I thought the trailer was fire. The soundtrack, definitely. I love the way that they went with a hip hop soundtrack for this film. It gave a different sort of feel to it. So I cannot wait to see to see this. I love the personalities here. I can't wait to see it. As a Transformers fan, I'm there. Cannot wait. Cannot wait. Mad life got in the way that I couldn't see it Thursday night the way I planned to, but I will be rectifying that. So excited. Not surprised how much money this is making over in Asia. Just like Fast 10,
Yes.
Transformers is a huge market over in Asia too.
Oh my gosh. I mean, it's remarkable how well it did there. And I have a feeling, it's going to continue to do incredibly well there. It certainly is going to be such an incredible money maker over there. And I think more people are going to see it here as well. Tom Jr. Jackson is saying that you can actually buy on physical media and digital in
And
September.
digital in September. Oh,
Mhm.
okay.
So
Nice.
that is exciting to see that. The personalities were great as this character. He's such a charmer. But it
I
seems
love
like,
it because in the Bumblebee movie, Bumblebee has more personality, even though he uses the radio. You find out how he used that to communicate, but still, his facial features, just the CGI is so much more improved that you can just see, his personality even more.
thank you, King Tannic, for another $1.99 super chat. Says, all right, I'll make a review and put it on this channel. Thank you so much, King Tannic. We have been waiting for this. I'm dying to get your perspective on the Transformers. Whatever element you want to say, whatever you have to say, we want to hear it. I am so excited. First of all, thank you again for being so generous. And you take care, King Tannic. We are waiting with bated breath just to even get your opinion about it. I would love to see whatever you want to say about it. So excited, King Tannic, to see what you will do. Thank you so much, King Tannic, for doing that for us. And thank you for the super chats. You guys have been so amazing tonight. Lorena, I
Yes.
can't get over this. And it's funny when you see the personalities, as you said, Lorena, of the Transformers, and you're like, he seems like a nice guy. And you're like, wait a minute. That's a transformer, like I think things like that give you so much excitement when you can look at a transformer and see that
Mhm.
personality. And he even says something that I was like, what? So you're gonna know what I mean when you watch the film.
Okay.
The sense of humor and the comments, and it's just the charm of it all. It charmed me. So it's and Yash Shrivasta is going to see it in IMAX tonight. That is fantastic. Oh no, he's going to see The Flash.
He's going to see the Flash.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. Yash. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that you but you did a spoiler, Yash. Don't look, Lorena. Don't look at the top.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
I
And
won't look.
I don't
Okay.
want anybody to have a spoiler, Yash. So you knew what I was talking about, Yash. You guessed it. But guys, we don't want any spoilers. We want to be kind to our fellow fans here. So Yeah, that is what I was talking about, Yash. However, I was going to say those are the types of things that make it so enjoyable. And that's the kind of thing we would hear, like, because he's snarky. This guy is snarky. So we want to enjoy those things. And I do want to thank all of you tonight for such generosity, getting your opinions about this stuff.
Mhm.
Spider-Verse 2 is a top 3 greatest superhero film all ever made. Says, yeah, the comedy was good. It was great. So I did just want to say that, and I just got so excited from it, Lorraine. I'm so, so
It's
excited from
okay.
this thing because after a while I was kind of looking at them. The personalities really do draw you in, and after you get over the remarkable achievement of what they are. So the next thing that I wanted to talk about was something that we've been hearing so much about, a film and a topic that everybody, if you are a nerd like we are, knows about, especially our crew. Let's say our entourage of nerds know all about this Oppenheimer film that is coming up. And
Yes.
so much has been said about the expectation for Oppenheimer. It's going to be coming up soon. But I found this article incredibly fun and interesting. It is a Collider article, and what it says, and it's actually very good suggestion. They're saying if you can't wait for Oppenheimer, here's some other shows that you should check out in the meantime. And I thought it was very clever. They're nuclear TV shows, Lorena, nuclear TV shows that have been out to a lot of acclaim. But in case you maybe know a little bit about Oppenheimer, or it's been a little while since you kind of stepped away from it and you can remember all the details. Yes, Yash says that those Oppenheimer memes are hilarious. There's a lot of memes, like it's in our vernacular, and it certainly is in the fandom, in
Mhm.
pop culture. So here it says, and of course, it's set in front of a nuclear explosion. But before the much anticipated Oppenheimer releases this summer, go nuclear with these TV shows. And of course, here's a shot of some of the stars, the star of Oppenheimer, and here I can
Mhm.
see the star of Chernobyl. I can't remember. Maybe he is also in Oppenheimer. But oops, sorry guys. Here it says. We are all waiting with bated breath, those of us who are nerds like us,
Mhm.
for the new Christopher Nolan drama Oppenheimer to hit theaters on July 21st of this year. Now, I know it's June, but trust me, guys, this is going to be right around the corner. The story of the father of the atomic bomb stars Cillian Murphy as Robert Oppenheimer, and I enjoyed him in, gosh, I can't remember the show where he plays a gangster.
Peaky Blinders?
Yes, Peaky Blinders.
Yes.
So good in that. Gosh, he's good. He was also in another wartime film which I saw called I think it was called Anthropoid, and it was about a bombing that took place in during World War II in Europe. And it was just an amazing film. He is such a great actor. Cillian Murphy, certainly, just giving us so many thrills. He plays the lead role of Oppenheimer. Emily Blunt as his wife, Kitty. Matt Damon as Lieutenant General Leslie Groves. And Robert
Mhm.
Downey Jr. as Louis Strauss Lorraine. Oh my gosh, I am so
Yes.
excited for this lineup.
I had the pleasure of seeing this trailer in the theater, and it is mind-blowing. I mean, even though, we're nerds all about, the Manhattan Project and everything, but the way that they put Oppenheimer front and center, the way that they ratchet up the tension, the way that they show the effects of the atom bomb, it is quite sweeping. Um, no understatement to say that it's on an epic scale. I mean, it's really good. I mean, the trailer, I was just like, oh my God, this is just amazing. And when you see like those scenes where the atom bomb goes off, you feel like you are actually in that explosion. So
Oh my goodness.
great.
I think it is remarkable. I don't remember the last time there's been so much hype. Obviously, he's an incredibly important person, historical figure to the entire world. But I can't
Yes.
remember when there's been so much hype about a movie about a person who was so science orientated, Lorena. I don't remember the last film. The last film that I even remember with someone who has had as much of an impact might be, Stephen Hawking's, the film with Stephen Hawking, um, that came out recently. But this really seems to have grasped a huge amount of interest, more than I've seen in ages. Is there a resurgence of interest in this topic, do you think?
Hmm. I think from a historical standpoint, and I want to say I don't think we've seen anything like this portraying exactly the intrigue and the visuals of what was going on during that period of time. Period dramas, as you and I know, are big business now. So with the advance in technology and everything that we have, to be able to bring more of those period stories to life, I think uh, that's why, to get to see a recreation of a nuclear explosion. I really can't think of any movie that I've seen that has actually created that feeling of you're in there and this whole nuclear fission starts going on, and just the explosion of it. It's different, and it's something that people, it's like, yeah, I read about it. And yeah, I kind of saw some movies with some cheesy recreations about it as best that they possibly could. I want to say probably the best explosion, so to speak, is that scene that you see in Independence Day when the White House blows up. That was pretty cool. The explosion in Oppenheimer is like by a factor of 10, even
Wow.
better.
It's unbelievable, Lorena. And as I said, it's so exciting to see the excitement surrounding this film. I think that the public needs to see films like this because they're not going to go ahead. I'm sorry, but a good portion of the people don't have time. I'm going to say it this way. Many of them don't have time to go and pick up a book or, have leisure time to pursue their interest, but they might have enough time to see a movie that's historical like this. And that might be the only thing that, even if they have an interest in this, that they can even
Hmm.
get to see. So, it does serve other purposes. I know that people talk about the idea that cinema is dead and, it's changed so dramatically, but there still is enough people, I think, who still want to go out and see quality filmmaking like this. And
Hmm.
what I like about this article is it says, if you are excited as we are, yes, we are, we thought you might like to give the TV shows that touch on a similar theme a quick view in preparation for the summer blockbuster. So here's one of them. It says Manhattan, 2014 to 2015. I never watched this, but
I
we can.
never did either.
I've never even heard of this, but obviously it's the Manhattan Project, right?
Hmm.
And
Right.
the story about the creation of the atomic bomb is better known as the Manhattan Project. The show Manhattan was initially shown on WGN America back in 2014. It stars Rachel Brosnan, Michael Chernus, Christopher Denham, and Alexia Fass. Although not intended to be historically accurate retelling of the project, some of the actual players who participated in the production of the Fat Man and Little Boy bombs are portrayed in the
Hmm.
show. Set in 43 and 44, Manhattan was met with rave reviews, but not enough people found it in order to secure more than 23 episodes before not being picked up for a third season. Gee, 23 episodes is a lot these days. You'd be hard pressed to find 23 episodes for anything else. Lorraine, you're right.
Hmm.
And
Absolutely.
another one is Chernobyl. Now, that one I did see. Did you get a chance to see Chernobyl, Lorena?
I did not. I heard about it, but you know what? No, no, I take that back. I think I did see some of this, because when that event happened, it totally fascinated me. Because as a kid, I lived in Pennsylvania, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you know about what happened on 3 Mile Island. Okay, so what happened, with Chernobyl, that was something I was fascinated learning about. So I didn't finish the whole thing, but I did see parts of the series, and what I saw was really intriguing.
Yeah, it was remarkable, and of course, many of us know a lot about Chernobyl through the years, probably mostly through documentaries and YouTube, about all the different things that happened during that incredible, days of events. that, pretty much the world was kept in the dark, but they couldn't hide the cloud. You remember how it
Yes.
went over Europe, and
Mhm.
the rest of the Europeans are, at that point saying something has to be done. We have a nuclear cloud, nuclear, thing coming off and raining down on our countries. You can't pretend like something didn't happen. And it was quite unbelievable, the sense of, denial about what was going on. And what incredible performances, Lorena, in this version of Chernobyl. It was on HBO. Lorena, I think you and I talked about this. It was on HBO, and HBO got a lot of acclaim for this. I think it was on, HBO limited series, fantastically accurate retelling of the events that surrounded the meltdown of the Chernobyl nuclear power plant in April of '86. It received the Primetime Emmy for Outstanding Limited Series in 2019 and boasts an outstanding ensemble cast that includes Jed Harris as the scientist Valery Legasov, and I'm so sorry for the mispronunciation. Stellan Skarsgård played the deputy chairman Boris Shervina, and Emily Watson as a nuclear physicist Ulana Humyek. Its portrayal of the dire nature of the meltdown and efforts to cover it up is both sobering and frightening. It was terrifyingly sobering and frightening, guys. There are some of you in the chat who know even more than what's in that documentary. But for someone
Mhm.
like me, who, I was alive then, but I didn't even know what was going on at that time. I was just a kid. This was unbelievable to kind of see the details after the fact, Lorena, to see what had happened. And just really, I think for a dramatization of what we saw, it was very, very good. Now, I've never heard of Atomic Train 1999. That sounds
I
like
haven't either.
that's doesn't that sound like an anime title? Like,
Kind of, yeah. I didn't even know about this film.
but I see what looks like, and I'm pretty sure this is Rob Lowe. So I might have to check that out just because he's in it anyway. A train carrying a nuclear device is out of control and headed for Denver in this made-for-television miniseries starring Rob Lowe, Kirsten Davis, Isai Morales, and Mina Suarvi, probably when she was very young. Lowe
Mhm.
plays NTSB safety inspector John Sugar, who is tasked with boarding the runaway train and deactivating the device before it reaches the Denver station, killing people who are already panicking and looting. That's unbelievable. There's a bunch in here. We don't have enough time to go through all of them, but I did just want to mention the article. I'm going to check out some of these things and become even more acquainted with some of these unfortunate tragedies and stories when kind of nuclear, handling of nuclear material goes awry. Here, the saboteurs, the heavy water war.
Mm.
That one came out in 2015, and that was a Norwegian series. Race for the Bomb, 1986. I don't see a picture here, which was another miniseries in 1987. Nuclear Secrets. I love the sound of that.
Nothing about that one.
Yeah, I've never heard of that one either. But they went. I like the approach of this article because they went across, different nations trying to grab different stories that people
Mhm.
watched and were, I guess, genuinely felt that were very good and kind of got the point across. But guys, check out the article in Collider if you're waiting for Oppenheimer, but you are just really want to see something in that genre. There's a lot like this. There's also that movie, Lorena, with John Cusack. Maybe it is Little Boy, Fat Boy, and Little, that one. But
Batman and Little Boy.
yeah, and I think they made a movie, and that was also very good. I think maybe you guys remember what it is. Certainly something to think about there. So I'm going to watch it. I'm going to watch Chernobyl again. And they did such a great job. It definitely looks time appropriate. It looks like they're actually there. I don't even know where it was filmed, but it was unbelievable. And for those of you who have seen it, I'm sure you guys agree. It was quite a remarkable undertaking. Now, the last thing, oops, I didn't mean to do that. It's the last thing that I wanted to talk about has to do with gaming. And Lorena, you and I are gamers. We game on our channels. We talk about gaming. We review games.
Right.
Certainly, there's a lot to say about gaming coming out. Recently, I just finished playing Star Wars Jedi Survivor. I enjoyed the game immensely. You just finished. It's is it called? It's called Disney Dream
Yeah, Disney Dreamlight Valley. Yeah,
Dreamlight Valley, and you just finished
yeah.
that game. That game is very popular. So we've been gaming, and both of you and I have played Hogwarts Legacy. So we've been kind of gaming this year. It's been a fun year. You've always been gaming anyway, because I remember you doing that before anyway. But and I recently found out that another Star Wars game was announced. And I hadn't even
Hmm.
heard about this, that there was another game coming out. So, I just was so surprised by this. It's a game called Star Wars Outlaws. And when you first look at the
Hmm.
game, yeah, didn't know anything about this. I didn't hear anything about it. I didn't even know anything was happening. So I was very surprised to see the announcement for this film, because I didn't hear about this, and this was something that was a total surprise to me. And of course, it's shut down. But let me see if I can get
Okay.
here. Okay, like right when I'm getting into it, I'm like, no, don't shut down. It turns out that this game is going to be the first ever open world Star Wars game from Ubisoft. Now, as I
Ah.
said, I had never heard of this before. And it's supposed to be like, in fact, I'm going to read it. It says, here it is. It says, Star Wars Outlaws is the first ever open world Star Wars game. And here you can kind of see a picture of it. It looks like it looks pretty cool. Like, just even
Hmm.
seeing what I'm seeing there, that's going to be incredible. An open world game. Um, and it says, just
By
here,
Ubisoft. Okay.
yeah. So I don't remember the last time I played a game by them, but it does look cool. And then it says, if the claim is accurate, it's quite a step forward for a Star Wars game. Admittedly, it's a little hard to believe there hasn't been an open world Star Wars game up until now. But if you think about it,
Hmm.
Respawn's Star Wars Jedi games take place over a series of different areas instead of one huge open world area. Additionally, we also have a full name for our protagonist, Kay Vess. From the new trailer, Star Wars Outlaws, it looks as though Vess starts out as a small time character in a giant galaxy before getting caught up in something far bigger than herself. So then it says, in other words, the game it takes place between The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi.
Hmm.
It's reaching back into an era that a lot of people are fans of. Like, many people I know, The Empire Strikes Back is their favorite Star Wars film. A lot of fans just absolutely love that film. And it says, and taking the place right smack back in the middle of the original movie trilogy when the Empire was at their full power. And so they're talking about the different consoles. It's supposed to come out sometime in 2024. Lorena, what do you think about this development of this outlaw game called Star Wars Outlaws?
Well, I think it's going to be very interesting. The only Star Wars game that I've played, if you don't count Lego Star Wars, would be Jedi Fallen Order. So it's going to be interesting to play an open world game. The open world game that I've been playing recently has been Fallout 3. So I love that. Well, also Hogwarts Legacy too. So Hogwarts Legacy, Fallout 3. So I was not aware of any Star Wars game that was open world. So it looks interesting. Interestingly enough, it's only releasing on what, Xbox and on PC next year. No PS5
I'm
release. I
kind of
think is
shocked that
I
it
think is
doesn't
what it
have
says.
PS5 there already, right?
Yeah, that kind of shocks me. So perhaps it's just that no, they haven't officially said, cool, they're actually going to do a PS5 version, because I can't see releasing a game and not releasing it on a huge console like the PS5, especially when you have so many games now where the first release is PC, Xbox, the primo Xbox and PS5. It's usually those three that you start off with.
Yeah, it's shocking that usually that would be a shoe in there. And I have to wonder, at least I think, and you and I have both played, as we said, Hogwarts Legacy. We know how much fun that game was. That was one of the best games I've ever played. Certainly one of the highlights of my year this year. I have to wonder It's true that they came out with Jedi Survivor, and I loved Jedi Survivor. I love that game. But I have to wonder if developers are thinking we have to make an open world game that can be as successful as Hogwarts Legacy. Do you think the success of Hogwarts Legacy, Lorena, is inspiring them to make an announcement about an open world Star Wars game now?
I would wholeheartedly agree with that sentiment. Hogwarts Legacy, nothing had been done like that before, with the attention to detail, with everything from the books, the movies, all of that together, all of these things that you could do in an open world environment. And Hogwarts Legacy proved, with a huge IP. We're not talking about some of the more niche games, but a huge IP like Hogwarts Legacy to come out with an open world game. My only hesitation is that one, this is Ubisoft. They're kind of with their games, and also Hogwarts Legacy, that was years of development, and it shows years of development. So I don't know if Ubisoft is going to be able to release something as high quality as that by 2024. I could be wrong. Maybe this game has been in development for several years. I have no idea. But either way, to be able to play a Star Wars open world game is going to be attractive to a lot of people. So, oh yeah, the trailer,
Yes. I didn't
game
want to
trailer.
it's 2 minutes and 27 seconds.
Yeah, I see you. I see you.
I
Yeah,
think
that looks cool. This may have been already in development for quite some time. I would look forward to seeing, like, this is a trailer. This isn't like gameplay on the actual consoles, right?
right. This is not
Okay.
actual gameplay. This is just a preview. Um,
Okay.
far from what the gameplay will probably look like. Look at how real it looks.
Okay.
Simply.
Yeah, that's the actual gameplay. That's going to be the thing to check out for real. But hype looking trailer though.
Yeah, it's stunning looking. I think it looks amazing. I think it's I kind of had joked that why haven't we gotten now I'm grateful for anything, but I had said why don't we have a Grogu game already? Like that should have been a shoe in. And it could be open world like Grogu on, his own planet. Like they could have done a lot with it. We could have had
Mhm.
a bunch of stuff like that, but here it is, Star Wars Outlaws coming in 2024. It looks amazing. Let's see how the game is. And I think there have been a lot of people um, who have been saying that they're concerned about the game only because um, that even though it's an open world game, at least from what they've heard, I don't know how true this is or not, that you can't change the lead character. Now, usually in open world, you can kind of change your character and do the appearance thing, and this one you can't.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird. Maybe they will add that later on, but it is kind of weird for an open world game. You usually get to
Mhm.
customize a lot of stuff. Let's see what they decide to do, but they're pretty set on you playing as this character versus, with Legacy, they certainly gave you a lot of freedom to create a character all your own.
Yeah,
Um,
you got more freedom to choose your character, to even, the appearance of your character, the character generator. Man, I could spend hours in that thing. So that is actually disappointing that you're just stuck with that one character. You're not even, like, say, given a pre-canned, selection to start out with. That's unfortunate. We'll see what happens. I'm curious as to if this is going to be using Unreal Engine the way that Hogwarts Legacy, because that's what Hogwarts Legacy used. They used the latest incarnation of Unreal Engine for their graphics. So we'll
mm,
see if this game does the same thing.
let's see. And I have one more clip I managed to, it wasn't playing before. but it looks like it's going to play now. Let's see. I will share it. I accidentally played some of the sound, but and you can see some of the graphics there. That's what it would look like. I think it looks pretty good. I have to just pause it now. I think it looks pretty good. Let's say this is some of it is still kind of
Yeah,
early,
it's the trailer. Yeah.
but
I want to see what that looks like on Xbox or PC.
yeah, it's very different looking at it at this stage of development. I admit that,
Hmm.
both Lorraine and I admit that it's not, I'm sure it's not going to look exactly like that, but I think it's off to a good start. And I think it's something that's needed. Goodness gracious, Lorena, an open world game for Star Wars. Wow. I'm so excited. Lorena, thank you for so much for joining me tonight. Where can people find you?
Well, folks, you can find me on Twitter, you can find me on Instagram, you can find me on Twitch, and of course, you can find me on YouTube doing various videos and live streams about pop culture, anime. I do theme parks, I'm out in the theme parks. I do videos and live streams, of course, with her as well on my channel, on her channel, and also here on the Burnettwork. And folks, this week on Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, the Dark Council is back. We've got a lot to talk about. We've got to talk about, Across the Spider-Verse. We got to talk about Transformers. We got to talk about that. So much stuff to talk about. So that is 8:30 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday on Fatal J's channel. And then, of course, Toxic Male Appreciation with Hurton and myself on my channel Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern, over on Twitch.
Fantastic, Lorena. You guys, please do like and subscribe to Lorena Creole's channel. And of course, guys, make sure you subscribe to Tom Jr. Jackson channel. The moderator of this show, collaborator, and good friend Tom Jr. Jackson has his own YouTube channel. Oh, wait, that's not the one. Has his own YouTube channel here. Please make sure you subscribe to Tom Jr. Jackson's channel. Tom is going to have Maria Espino, the CEO and president of the Last Prophecy Gaming Incorporated and director of the Star Wars fan film, The Chosen, on his channel for an interview on June 20th at 8 p.m. Eastern. So make sure you tune in for that. It's going to be a fantastic interview, guys. Make sure you tune into Tom Jr. Jackson channel. And guys, please also subscribe to my channel, Positive Fandom, where I do all the parlay in the fandom. Guys, you can always find me on Positive Fandom, streaming a game every day. You can also find me on my Sunday brunch show on Sundays. Lorena and I are going to be covering Outlander on Friday nights. I can't wait for that. Also, guys, Lorena and I will be back next week right here for Ladies of the PGS for a new episode at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. On Saturday, I will be doing a watch party for the second season of The Cultists, I believe. Why don't I see it here? Yes, I believe it's this Saturday. Can't remember what I'm doing. And guys, don't
Are
forget.
you going to be, I forgot, are you going to be joining me for the watch party on Saturday for Star Trek The Motion Picture?
I believe I will be. And of course, that's going to be after I do The Cultist. It's earlier in the day. So The Cultist, I believe, is at 6 p.m. It's about an hour. Yeah.
Okay,
So
I got to tune in for that.
and it's going to be season 2. Season 1 was fantastic. Heath Robinson, who recently did a Kickstarter for his book Good Night Sword, is the author of The Cultist. So guys, make sure you check that out. And on Thursday, I'm going to be doing, I will be streaming with you too, Lorena, on Toxic Male Appreciation at 5 o'clock. At 6 o'clock, 6:15, I'm going to be reviewing, doing a watch party with our resident historian of the PGS, Darth Plato, for Glory, guys. So we are going to be doing a watch party for Glory with commentary throughout the film. So please do check that out, guys. And of course, on Friday night at 10, I will be doing Star Trek PGS Treks here on the Burnettwork. We're going to be talking about the new episode of Strange New Worlds. And of course, musings on Friday. Lorena and I will also be, what are we doing on Friday? We're doing something on Friday as well?
We're doing Outlander on your
Yes.
channel
Okay.
on
So it is.
Friday.
It is on my channel. Okay. Yes. We're
Yes.
gonna be. I can't wait for Outlander. Okay. Well, guys, thank you so much, guys, for everything. Everybody in the chat, you've been so generous tonight. We so appreciate all of this, guys. Thank you for joining us. And guys, remember, no matter where you are in the galaxy, always remember to please be kind. Take care, everybody.